The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hey, and hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Reader's Magnet featured author interview, where we dive deep into the world of creativity and inspiration. And our guest for today is the author of the book, From Trauma to Triumph. Please help me welcome our Quill Award winner, Dr. Robin Gethers. So, Dr. Gethers, how are we doing today?
I am great. Thank you so much for asking. I'm so glad to be here. Yes.
Love that. And by the way, Doctor, it is an honor to see you right now and to have this conversation with you. And again, to all of our viewers who are just tuning in, we'll be adding the links down below where you can grab a copy and try to follow along with this conversation on the book From Trauma to Triumph. And I got to tell you, though, it is a must read. So while it's available and while it's still there, grab a copy right now. And if you want to know more information, stay tuned because we'll be asking the author itself on what the book is all about. But first, Dr. Gethers, is it okay if you can give us a quick introduction on who is the Dr. Robin Gethers?
Yes. So I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a board certified mental health counselor, award-winning speaker, motivational, award-winning author, very involved in the community in Montgomery, Alabama and surrounding areas. Do a lot of group facilitating work, specializing in mental health counseling. I do a lot. There's a lot of hats that I'm involved with. So yes, anywhere that I can bring awareness to mental health, domestic violence, that's what I'm here to do.
I love that. Love. And you know what? I am also an advocate about mental health awareness because it's not a common topic that a lot of people talk about. It's right now, though, there are a lot of people opening up about their mental health issues and people tackling it, and people like you are really an essential part of the community, making sure that people who have these problems that really can't shout it out, though, or talk to people, have people that they can confide with, share it out, and try to find a way to get through it. Because I've been in that situation as well in the past. And you know what, Dr. Gethers, I just want to say, though, what comes with this book, though, this is something that I do have a lot of questions as well, and there are things that would really, I think, resonate well with some of our viewers here. But talking more about your book here, From Trauma to Triumph, like what started or what inspired you to write this book? And talking about the title, like what does this mean to you personally as well?
Sure. So From Trauma to Triumph, I share my journey of going through a lot of childhood trauma, and then entering into a marriage of domestic violence, and how I was able to persevere through all of the challenges, not being stuck. A lot of people feel that they are stuck in their situations,
Sure.
not having the available resources that are out here for people. So that was my inspiration. I felt it was my duty, my honor to go ahead and let people know that you are not stuck, that you can persevere, you can triumph through the obstacles that you're facing in your life. So that's how I derived from the title From Trauma to Triumph, because I am triumphant.
Love that. And you know, I think I could really understand where this trauma comes from because people say that when they're stuck, it's always like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard
Right.
place, and there's no way for me to get out of it. But being triumphant, though, is one of the things that a lot of people really don't know. Like you have these little victories that you do have. And you know, Dr. Gathers, talking more about the triumph that you had in your life, though, can you at least share a pivotal moment within that journey that really marked the turning point, like from surviving to
Mhm.
truly healing then?
I guess the pivotal moment, there's been numerous pivotal moments. However, if I had to choose one, it was just coming to the realization that I am better than this. I don't need this in my life.
Love
God
that.
has called me to do more in my life. And oh my God, there was just so many moments that I need to, this is not my calling. I'm not supposed to be in this space where
Mm,
I am having to endure everything that life is bringing on to me. There must be a better way. And that was one of the pivotal moments, just that realization that I need to get out of this. And then there again, I emphasize that word stuck. And as you mentioned, people feel that they are stuck in the rut. And in actuality, you're not. People go through a lot of domestic violence, feeling that because they've got kids or they feel that they're nowhere, they have no place to go. And these ideologies, it's just not, there are places to go that if you're going through any type of domestic violence, there are multiple resources, but a lot of people aren't aware to go to and to seek out for help, that there is help at the other side.
Love that. And it always boils down to if ever you are willing, because here's one thing, Dr. Gethers, like I do have, because and this is something that just popped into my head right while we're having this conversation, because talking more about people who are suffering from trauma and again stuck in the rut, trying to reach out. There are people who are really hesitant in reaching out, and if you could share even just for a moment, was there a moment within that journey as well that you were hesitant in reaching out and trying to trying to get out of that situation, like you were hesitant and you didn't really wanted to do it? Were there moments like that during your journey, if you don't mind me asking though?
Yes, no, it's not a problem. Yes. Going through, as I mentioned, a lot of the abuse I've went through in my childhood, a lot of mental, physical, sexual abuse. I mean, probably any type of abuse that a child should not have to endure. I've gone through domestic violence and all of these different types of traumas led me to, unfortunately, turning to substance abuse. That's where you find a lot of people that cannot cope. They will turn to substance abuse. But again, that pivotal moment or moments, and I have to emphasize again, is realizing I looked in the mirror and I just said to myself, you know, I need to make a change for myself. I need to do better for myself. And it's not the economic or social environment that one may be in. It's realizing that, and again, I have to emphasize that word realizing and just coming to that pivotal moment that I need better. I could do better. This is not what life is supposed to be about. And that was my awakening, along with my faith, multiple prayers and saying, God, I know you have better for me. This is not the way my life is supposed to turn out. So yes, there's so many different adjectives and nouns and verbs that I can use, but it's just, again, that awakening, that, as they say, that light bulb kind of going off and just saying, let's look into some resources. You know, with the technology out here nowadays, the Google and Yelp and just other resources, and saying, okay, what can I do here? You know, using Google to say, okay, looking into the different types of help. And that's what I saw it once I realized that I am enough, and I can do better. And I looked into those resources, and I mean, it's just so many out here that people are just not aware of. Even, you know, if you don't have insurance, there's, again, multitude of resources here that one can look into.
I love that. Love it. And, you know, I really do agree with that. And, you know, Dr. Gethers, you know, you've been through a lot. You've been through so much. Like, I gotta say, like, you've been through so much. And now that you're writing this book, like, recalling these emotionally intense experiences that you had, though, when you were writing this book, though, could you recall maybe what was the most challenging chapter for you to write, and why was it?
You know, to be honest, and to be transparent,
Sure.
all of it was hard. There wasn't any section of the book that was harder than the next. There were several times that I had to, you know, delving back into this pain was hard. But I realized that beginning of the year, I had to share my story with people that are going through or have gone through and that have not come out. But it was multiple times where I just had to stop. I've cried and just asked for strength to keep going. There were a multitude of times where I just had to stop and regain my thoughts, and because I found that intense emotional, just a feeling of just feeling overwhelmed, to say, okay, I'm reliving this again, and the tears, the intense sobbing, and it was hard. I would tell anybody, delving back into the space of reliving your childhood and reliving a marriage of domestic violence. Again, delving back into that space was extremely difficult. But as a counselor, and just the things that I believe in, being resilient, being triumphant, the toughness, showing mental, what I call fortitude, it was something that I had to do. It was a must. It was that calling to say, you have to do this. Yes. So very tough. Yes.
I do understand though, because again, these are experiences that you have to keep on unpacking over and over again,
Yes.
and recalling them, putting them into details. And because again, people might say it's just an experience or just a phase, but if you live through those experiences and you need to recall them and unpack them all over again after throwing them away in a long time ago, and then now you need to pull up that box, open it up, and then recall those experiences. It's really what you could say an emotion. It causes emotional stress, and I do
Yes.
understand where you're coming from with that. And a lot of people that are going through something right now would really relate to it. Like they would prefer just to put it in a box, then close that door, and then they'll lock the keys, throw the keys away. But
Yes.
you intentionally opening that box is something that a lot of people would be having a lot of problems, and it's okay to be human, and
Yes.
feeling these emotions
Yes.
is normal, and it's the way we process this. But Dr. Gathers, this book is a culmination of your experiences and the emotions that you had. And
Mhm.
if there is anything within this book, like what would be the lessons that you really want to pass on when you were writing this book?
Mhm. So the lessons that I'd like to pass on to the readers, my book, it's just the lessons I'd like to pass on is being resilient. You have inner strength that you may not realize that you have. You are stronger than you may think or realize. Oh my God, there's so many lessons. And just to name a few here, but just again, letting that person know. And, when you're speaking about a lot of trauma, domestic violence, there is no race, there's no gender. I counsel men that have gone through a lot of domestic violence, as well as women of all races and all nationalities. But I hope to inspire. I hope to motivate that person to say, you know what, Dr. Gethers is right. I'm not my environment. I can get out of this. So again, just sharing, this journey of empowerment, and it's like, it's just time to wake up and just say, hey, if she can do it, guess what? I can do this. I can come out of this. And again, exploring those resources that are out there. If you have children, if you don't have children, it's not, a lot of times there's a lot of codependency where, the spouse is the breadwinner. But again, I have to reiterate and emphasize, you do not have to be stuck where you're at. Please seek help, whatever type of trauma that you may be going through. If it's domestic violence, please seek help, and please seek the resources that are out there. And please get my book to show you, to instruct you how to get out of the situation that you're presently in, or that you have not come out through to the other side. And if it's not for you, it's for somebody else.
Love that. Love that. And you know what? And if this video and this book speaks volumes to all of our viewers and book lovers, be sure to grab a copy of Dr. Gethers' book that's available through Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And also, feel free to check out her website. That's www.drrobin.info. Let me spell that out. That's DRROBIN.info. There, it's flash on screen. Just kindly check that out, though. And again, I would always bank on, and I just want to piggyback on what Dr. Gether said. Do not hesitate to reach out. If you are this person right now and you feel in this video resonates with you, reach out, grab the book. Again, it's not too late. And I really like what you said, Dr. Gethers. I am enough. You are enough.
Yes.
And I really love that. And also Dr. Gethers too, just one more thing before we wrap this interview up. To people who might be picking up your book and who will be interested in maybe sharing this to other people as well, is there anything that you want to share with them or tell them before we wrap this interview up? Any message do you want to share with them?
It's and I don't like to sound like a broken record. I hate to sound like a broken record. But it's just once again, just sharing what I have been saying the last 15 minutes. We all have gone through trauma. It doesn't matter the title. It doesn't matter your career, the profession. We all have. We're not immune to trauma in our life as long as you are here on a daily basis. We are all going through some type of problems. I'm available also for speaking engagements. If you'd like to reach out to me, my website is listed. So once again, the lessons and everything that I need to share is a matter about being resilient and having that strength to come out of the situation that you are in. And I have to keep emphasizing that because people don't feel that they are worthy. I'll even use that word as well. They're not worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy to come out of this.
Love that. Love that. You know what? As we come with the end of today's conversation, Dr. Gethers, I just want to take this moment and say that thank you very much for sharing your insights and joining us today. And if there's one thing I can say, that you are really an awe-inspiring woman. And a lot of people, again, you will be touching a lot of people's lives. And I'm looking forward to see where your journey as an author and your journey within helping helping people out, wherever it will be taking you in the future. Okay. And
Thank you so much.
What? Again, to all of our viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. And always remember that every ending is just a new beginning in the world of stories. May your reading adventures be endless and your imagination boundless. And as we say here at Reader's Magnet, we share your stories with the world. Thank you and have a good one. Bye-bye.